Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to
BreakRoom, yo.
Your favorite rapper's favorite podcast.
See, this is why I like your show. You're very charismatic. You know the right things to say.
Welcome to Saturday Nights in the Break Room, everybody. The gang is all here. Jasmine, Soup, Miggs, and Dre. How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing okay.
I'm good.
Real good, real good.
Tyler should be on soon. He's held up a little bit. But tonight, we're talking typical Tyler. But tonight, my audience, we're going to talk in some mysterious creatures known as cryptids. It's a very wide variety of animals that may or may not exist.
Bigfoot's definitely real.
Yes. Yes.
He is.
I'm gonna find him one day too. I'm out here. He's not that far from me.
He's always on time.
He's never
Well,
on time.
Most of the time, it feels like fucking Bigfoot is everywhere.
But I mean, I think they say most of the most common sightings are in the Pacific Northwest, where people Washington, Vancouver. That's where people will see him a lot.
There's been
But
a lot of new sightings in Alaska.
There's other sightings of Bigfoot throughout the country. Like whatever animal species that is or whatever they are, they're in other parts of the country hiding.
You know what it is, though? He goes by a lot of different names.
Sasquatch.
Yeti, skunk ape, Wendigo.
Yeah.
I think it's more so a 6'7" Polish dude that's just covered in hair.
So you basically.
Yeah.
Well, before we get to the most famous one, let's go down the list real quick. Let's start by talking about Nessie, Miss Loch Ness herself, Loch Ness Monster.
I need about tree fitty.
All right. So, let's go to the stupid ass wiki real quick.
Actually, you should go to Britannica. There's more information on it there, just in case.
Well, we're not being as thorough as we usually are. We're going to try to run through this list.
All right.
And for all you young kids, Loch Ness Monster is Lapras in Pokemon.
Yeah. Except for that shell.
Yes. The one that can shoot water and ice beams and let you ride its back. Like shit's all slow.
The Loch Ness Monster, or Nessie, is a creature of Scottish folklore that is said to inhabit Loch Ness in the Scottish Highlands. It is often described as large, long-necked, and with one or more humps protruding from the water. Popular interest and belief in the creature has varied since it was brought to worldwide attention in 1933. Evidence of this existence is anecdotal, with a number of disputed photographs and sonar readings. So yeah, there's been various so-called sightings of the Loch Ness Monster over the years. We'll show you guys a couple of pictures and maybe a video or two, and we'll see what you guys think.
I feel like that's just animals that they can't explain what it is. So they just say it's that.
Recently, I just read that they may think the Loch Ness Monster is a giant eel.
Yeah. Could be.
I can see that happening. Well, how many eels can stick their head up out of the water like how they see it?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Who knows?
right. Could be it with legs, you don't know. You don't know.
Is it a skeleton? That shit looks like a big ass croc to me.
Yeah.
Right. Homeboy standing over it like he took it out.
Right? Like it did just wash up on the beach.
I thought that was a lady.
It's my fine.
Cross one off my bucket list.
That's just a pull float in the water.
There's no video though. It's all
Oh shoot!
pictures that you
Is
could,
this it right here? Yes, this is.
manipulate.
Let me bring you to the video. I got the wrong tab up.
They manipulate videos too.
Mm?
Yeah, they do.
I think it's easier for a photo than it is a video. You gotta put some time into that.
This is from Good Morning America recently.
What?
The news, that's even worse.
Yeah, it's an even worse source.
Again, you won't hear the video because we don't own the rights to any of this.
That's a bunch of garbage from Orchard Beach. Floating.
Moving like that though?
You ever saw Creep Show 2? That's the oil slick in the water.
Classic. Fucking love Creep Show.
That's the raft.
That's somebody's
man.
boa constrictor that got out of its cage.
Whoa, that's a big ass boa constrictor. This ain't fucking
Yeah.
Anaconda. Where's LL Cool J when you need? Ice Cube when you need him.
Oh,
Ice Cube. And
Yo,
J
what's
Lo.
up, LL?
Right? Shout out to J Lo and her acting career. She definitely impressed me.
So what do you guys think of the Loch Ness Monster? You think it's true? Think it's fake?
Honestly, I think there's still a lot of shit in the water that we obviously there's so much part of the water that we still have yet to discover.
And we're not going to discover. It's not going to happen.
I believe I said that last week when we were talking that NASA used to be. First of all, NASA was founded to discover things in the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
They went down there one day and they seen something, and they decided to go to space. So that's bad to me.
Yeah.
Fuck NASA.
I do love the angler
liars.
fish though.
I'm pretty sure NASA says fuck NASA.
Well, that's because NASA is the only one that actually has equipment that can sustain all that pressure to even go that far underwater.
The
And
butthole
like you
does
said,
too.
yeah. What the fuck?
The who?
His butthole.
His
It
butthole.
sustains all that pressure.
Nothing. Don't listen to this glizzy gladiator.
Filthy.
So let's go to another one real quick that I almost forgot to put on the list. We're talking right now about
The New Jersey Devil.
Oh yeah, the Jersey Devil.
Now, I didn't put the Jersey Devil on here, but I did put his counterpart, which we'll get to that in a second. But
That was a great game.
What, the Jersey Devil?
Mm.
It was pretty good.
His counterpart?
Yeah. They're like they're
Similar
speculated to be the same. Yeah, like but right now we're gonna talk about the Mothman.
I remember that movie.
The Mothman Prophecies.
Yeah.
In West Virginia folklore, the Mothman is a creature reportedly seen in the Point Pleasant area from November 15th, 1966 to December 15th, 1967. The first newspaper report was published in the Point Pleasant Register, dated November 16th, 1966, titled Couples See Man-Sized Bird, Creature, Something. The national press soon picked up the reports and helped spread the story across the United States, which it blew up after that. Everybody started seeing the Mothman everywhere after that. Which is typical. Somebody sees something they can't explain. It goes all over the United States or all over the world, and then people start spotting it. Let's take a look at this. We're not going to take a look at the whole thing because it's fucking 13 minutes.
They took that from the show Gladiator.
That's Hawkman.
I don't remember that the motherfucker flying, but obviously that makes
Mothman,
sense.
yeah, Mothman flies.
That's crazy. That's why we need guns.
That's fucking Harvey Birdman getting to his next court case.
Birdman.
Birdman. what you think. Shoot that fucker out the sky. That's it.
Oh, that looks like a bird.
Yo, play some duck hunt
Right?
with
This
that
is just a
motherfucker.
big
You
bird.
see that shit?
Yeah.
You see that shit in the sky, you shoot it, and then you answer the questions. And
That's
like,
what some
oh,
people
this
try to
big fucker
say.
in the sky.
There's real big birds that live in West Virginia. So they're trying to say that they might have mistaken it for a bird. But how can you mistake that big shit for a bird? It looks like Jeepers Creepers.
Because there's birds that are that big.
And it's probably a bird bitch somewhere.
But it's
around
also
40
said
miles.
that when sightings happen of it, destruction follows after. Because one of the first sightings, it landed on one of the bridges, and then the bridge collapsed afterwards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that.
So it says that the sightings are.
Could be a
It sounds
a shoe. What is it? Shoebill?
Shoebill?
Bird. Those big birds that look like
Fly pelican.
dinosaurs.
Big Bird escaped Sesame Street and just started,
I don't think those birds fly. The one you're talking about.
How you know? Maybe just don't do it in front of you. Probably do it at night.
You're talking about the shit that looks like Howard the Duck, right?
Yes.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
That shit don't fly.
Howard the Duck.
That shit is like 6 feet, though.
Exactly.
It sounds like fucking Jeepers Creepers because it only comes out for a certain amount of time and then it goes back down somewhere, wherever the fuck it goes, and then comes back out years later.
That's like the worst Groundhog Day fucking thing it can do right now. Like, just show up a few years later.
Or like
pop up.
cicadas.
Yeah, like cicadas.
Like cicadas, yeah. At least they make noise and you can see where they're at. This
Well,
motherfucker.
he makes noise. You can see where he's at, but you may not want to.
I want to see a cicada.
Loch Ness Monster, true or false? Mothman, true or false? You decide.
That one's I don't know.
I don't know, bro.
I say false on the Mothman because like there's a lot of birds. You know what I mean? There's a lot of birds.
There was also a point in time where they thought it might have been somebody illegally windsurfing off of a building. But back in the 60s, I doubt it.
Tell you, that's Harvey Birdman trying to catch his court case right now. You didn't see the briefcase because he's hugging that shit while he's flapping with his other wings.
Do you guys
he dropped papers? You would know.
You guys think there's a Middle Earth where all these cryptoids lurk?
Yeah.
I still think it's possible. Shout out to the Godzilla vs. Kong movie.
That's why the Navy blew up 40,000 pounds.
Yes. And
now
the fucking water was on fire.
There were people. That was something else. But there were people who were like, "Oh my god, what about all those fish and wildlife?" I'm like, "Are you? Who cares about the fish right now? If the Navy had to do some shit like that, they killing something down there.
There are plenty of
supposed to know what it is. Because you
can't just shoot it underwater.
Yeah, you're not gonna waste all that money to blow something up in the water just for fun.
Oh, they found something and they want to go deeper.
They had to kill the Kraken.
You know what's funny? They had some bitch ass pilot or captain down there that was like, "Let me see what's going on." Oh shit! And just press the panic button. And they have to explain it later. Like, what happened? I saw some shit. And then when he went to the bathroom, like, I don't know what the fuck I saw. I just pressed the button, dog. I didn't want to get in trouble.
Well, yeah, there's definitely a lot, something down there that we're gonna see it soon. Especially when they figure out CERN.
It's Godzilla.
You would know, Jay. You would know.
Gojira.
I don't know all that.
No, I do believe there is. When it comes to the deep blue sea, there is some shit, especially when they had pictures of the giant squid. What up, Amanda?
Hi, Amanda.
Where's Sunshine at? I usually see her messages pop up.
She's here.
Oh, she was the first one to comment.
I may have blinked or looked off screen.
Well, let's move on to a more light-hearted cryptid. And not a lot of people think that mythical creatures are cryptids, but let's face it, they are. People think that they're true. People think that they're real, but they've never been proven to be. So the one that we're going to next are fairies. And we're not talking about the fairies that you guys grew up with. We're talking about real fairies.
Fairies wear boots.
Made for walking.
A fairy, also known as fae, fair folk, or fairy, is a type of mythical being or legendary creature found in the folklore of multiple European cultures, including Celtic, Slavic, German, English, and French folklore. For some reason, a Slavic fairy sounds very,
Intimidating.
very.
Mhm.
A form of spirit often described as a metaphysical, supernatural, or what the fuck? Fuck that word. Myths and stories about fairies do not have a single origin, but are rather a collection of folk beliefs from desperate sources. Various folk theories about the origins of fairies include casting them as either demoted angels or demons in a Christian tradition, as deities in pagan belief systems, as spirits of the dead, as prehistoric precursors to humans, or as spirits of nature. See, I've heard of spirits of nature, but I've never heard of precursors to humans.
No. Might want to ask Link. Motherfucker been saving Zelda with a little fairy on his shoulder for like eons. He might know.
No.
Navi to let us know.
Let's ask another cryptid, an elf, if a fairy's for real. Yeah, fuck.
I think fairies descend from gnats because I see a lot of those motherfuckers around.
All right.
You would know. They live in your beard.
Ring camera captures mysterious creature.
Oh, ring camera.
With technology getting better and better, where the fuck? I didn't see nothing.
Me either.
Yeah, I
didn't
see
see
it either.
Slow down.
Oh, there it is. I seen it. Look, see it?
Right? Wait.
Looks right there in your
right there.
face.
What the fuck?
The fucking moth.
Wait, but it's crazy how big it was, and then it just
Look,
like.
right there.
Oh, it's Tinkerbell, right? That's
Yeah.
ironic.
She's looking for Peter Pan, and she found the
It
peanut
looks
butter
like a
jar by
fucking
accident.
flying praying mantis.
Yeah.
That should look like a flying praying mantis.
I don't know.
Which is still
I don't-
not a fairy. So
Yeah.
It's not a fairy.
But with fairy doors, those things are
Just a dwarf in a Halloween costume.
another cryptid in a Halloween
A
costume.
very, very
Wait,
short person.
dwarves are real.
No, dwarves are.
Well, no, we're not
No, I
talking.
know, they're-
We're not talking about dwarfs with an F. We're talking about dwarfs with a B.
Like in Snow White.
Yeah, like in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, those are real too.
With the hairy feet knuckles.
I believe those are hobbits.
Yeah, you will have it.
What?
You will have it.
Because I got hairy feet knuckles?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, from one of the first episodes of the BreakRoom, somebody wanted to pay me to see my feet.
Because they will have it feet. Who won't want to pay for that?
I don't want to pay for
That's
that.
good money, bro.
There are the guys who love Hobbit and Lord of the Rings want to see that.
You definitely should
You
capitalize.
can have
on
Jasmine
that.
paint up them toenails.
My toenails are cut, okay?
That don't mean they can't be painted.
You got to get a French tip on your toes, bro.
That's
He already does.
Hell no.
He's got three girls.
Sometimes I let my
Probably
daughters paint that shit.
See, I was just about to say that. Shit's pink, purple, and orange.
Sometimes. Black, like my soul.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you guys think about fairies?
I think they're real.
I think
out of all of them, fairies would be harder to catch.
Yeah, you get them in a jar like Link.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but if
Your health goes up.
If there's some type of humanoid and they were precursors to humans, like we just read, then they have to be super intelligent.
Why is that?
Because they haven't been caught in those traps. They learned from these dumb mice and other creatures.
They
and
could just
don't
not
get
want to
caught.
fuck with humans.
True.
Which has been said in some of the articles I read, getting ready for this fucking episode, that they don't really like humans and they don't like cameras. But what cryptid likes a camera and a human? not one.
Because y'all always trying to capture them. And
Who's
kill them.
y'all? You're a human too,
Well,
motherfucker.
I mean, you know the people who want to do it. That's why.
You forgot you was a human?
Yeah, maybe. I'm not a human.
No, that's weird. We have 4 kids. You're a human. Fuck. Well, the next cryptid is said to, well, the next 2 cryptids are said to be mutated humans. Skinwalkers, if you believe. This first one. A werewolf.
Okay.
No matter how you shake it. Yeah.
It sounds weird.
Yeah, like Native American folklore.
Skinwalker Ranch, man.
Oh, yeah. I would love to go there.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe this is just a bunch of people tripping on mushrooms coming up with this shit.
No, fuck you.
Could be.
I doubt it. Because are the cameras on fucking shrooms too?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I got both sides at the same time.
At the same damn time.
Because maybe.
Where was I? Because maybe.
Again, werewolves are just like Sasquatches, just hairy motherfuckers.
See, in the werewolves. Okay, I'll let him speak. I'll let him read.
In folklore, a werewolf, or occasionally lycanthrope, is a human with an ability to shapeshift into a wolf, or especially in the modern film, what the fuck? Yo, these people, I swear to God, these people be making up words. All words are made up. Either
Therianthropic?
Yes, that shit.
Creature?
Whatever the fuck that shit said. Either purposely or after being placed under a curse or affliction, with the transformations occurring on the night of a full moon. Early sources for belief in this ability or affliction, called lycanthropy, are Patronus and Gravis of Tilbury, whatever the fuck that means.
Tilbury.
That's what I said. Tilbury. 1150 to 1228. The werewolf is a widespread concept in European folklore, existing in the many variants, which are related by the common development of Christian interpretation. And here's the wolf himself.
Right when we're talking
about werewolves.
A fucking werewolf.
Oh shit, he could change back. All right.
And there he goes again. All right.
Looking to bite somebody?
Came back earlier.
Trash.
You look like you just got back from a hunt. Oh, see, look, even he said maybe. You should have joined us 2 minutes ago.
Existing in many variants, which are related by a common development of Christian interpretation or underlying European folklore developed during the medieval period, from the early modern period, werewolf beliefs also spread to the New World with colonism. Belief in werewolves developed in parallel to the belief in witches in course of late Middle Ages and early modern period, like the witchcraft trials as a whole. The trial of supposed werewolves emerged in what is now Switzerland in the early 15th century and spread throughout Europe in the 16th, peaking in the 17th and subsiding by the 18th century. So let's just say right now, one of the best fucking werewolf movies in the world is American Werewolf in London. But that's neither here nor there.
It has the Howling.
Transformation.
What?
We can't hear you, Bundy.
Wonderful special.
And he continues to talk.
It sounds like a bad lip reading.
I thought he said something.
I did too. So this is one of the latest bullshit videos. That's not from a movie.
Oh, why? Because it says it's not from a movie?
This is one of the newest bullshit videos of a werewolf caught on camera.
I bet you the camera's not steady, right?
Oh, it's steady.
Oh, wow. Oh, seriously?
Fuck.
That's in someone's special effects lab.
Right?
That's what I said.
But it looks like it's in a ambulance, no? Am I bugging?
It's in a fucking wrestling mat.
It's like he just got hit with a chair shot and he didn't wake up yet.
Now the story of werewolves, it does go back further than what they're saying because it's part of Native American folklore as well as the skinwalker, like what Mike said in the Skinwalker Ranch and everything. So there's a lot of bullshit, or let me not say bullshit, speculation of skinwalkers and fucking werewolves. But what do you guys think?
I don't know. That one's a little too abstract, but I don't count anything out.
Yeah, like they could be out there like on some Sasquatch shit, but because they're already used to hiding and only like coming out at night, it's still kind of possible. But something like that video just showed still ain't much proof yet until we actually see something in action.
If they are real, go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry.
You can definitely compare this to there's that medical condition where like those family photos where like the whole family is like literally covered in all facial hair.
Oh, I've seen
and like full body hair.
I remember that dude. He was on Maury and shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's a crazy
it's just
life.
a skin condition.
Crazy.
There's even people that's been running with like a circus troupe that they're like the eighth wonders of the world. Like you can only see like the tip of their nose, like their lips and their eyes. Everything else literally is like a thick ass beard that just went wrong.
You would know.
You're more close to that than I am.
Hell no! You got to shave your back, bitch.
What?
Well, first of all, I can't because I can't reach back there. So technically, it's still but you can mow that lawn on your face. That's a little easier. Oh wait, no. Then they will know that you came out of hiding.
You're just mad because you got spots.
That's just a flavor saver, man.
True.
I'll be hiding every piece of food.
I'll be hiding snacks in here.
It tickles Jasmine too.
It does.
It's kind of personal.
Good thing we're in a break room.
Yeah. We're gonna switch gears though, and talk about another humanoid cryptid, the vampire.
Oh come on, these are definitely real. This is easy.
Yeah.
That was easy.
Is it definitely real though?
Yeah. There's a condition where there's many stories of there's a condition where it's people that have like a severe iron deficiency.
So they drink blood from humans.
Where they have to drink blood, huh?
So they drink blood from humans' necks with their fangs and turn into bats.
Well, no, not like they don't have like fangs and shit, but it's just like, but no, it's just like there was I forgot what the serial killer that was most famous for that because he had the iron deficiency, so he was like known to like literally just like drink the blood of his victims.
I forgot his fucking name, Mike. Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of that too. And
if I'm not mistaken, I think it was like in Germany and shit.
Wasn't that the werewolf of Listeria?
I'm not 100% sure, but it's just like again, and it's another. I mean, because like the whole myth and urban legend of like
Richard
vampires and Dracula all came from Vlad the Impaler.
Yeah,
fuck that guy.
Richard Trenton Chase was an American serial killer, rapist, cannibal, and necrophiliac who killed 6 people in the span of a month in Sacramento, California. He was nicknamed the Vampire of Sacramento because he drank his victims' blood and cannibalized their remains.
But I'm not 100% sure if he's the one that had the iron deficiency.
Oh.
There was another one, but it was like overseas where it's like that's all he could do is survive on like drinking like animal blood and shit.
Well, I'll tell you what. If there isn't like real vampires, there definitely is a thing called psychic
culture.
vampires. Psychic vampires. Yeah. Psychic vampires.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever seen Dr. Sleep? Nobody?
No, I have yet to see that.
Nobody's seen Dr. Sleep?
I have yet to watch it.
Screw you guys, I'm going.
For a sequel to the.
What is it? What is it?
The sequel to The
Dr.
Shining.
Sleep
Oh,
with Danny Torrance.
Yeah, with Danny Torrance.
I didn't even know there was a sequel to that.
Bro,
Yeah.
that fucking movie came out like 2 years ago.
It's a good movie.
I gotta check it out now.
It is a good movie, and the villains in that movie are portrayed as psychic vampires, but they're never called psychic vampires.
I mean, here in Arizona, we have casualty vampires, people who can't stop looking at other accidents when they're supposed to be focusing on the road. Fucking idiots.
That's everywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
That's living vicariously.
They're called rubberneckers here on the East Coast. What? All we heard was holes.
that was a good movie.
Oh,
too.
asshole! Take my mic, dude. It's just fucking. I do that shit.
Huh?
This sounds like a segment of Wayne's World when he's at the drive-thru. I would like to order. Sorry, Wolf. I said I was, and then did you catch that?
I believe I got a video. Let me see. A video. Oh, I don't know where it went. So no, I do not have a video.
Because I went on that whole rabbit hole thing.
So let us move on to the next cryptid, which we're gonna get back to the ocean on this one, and we're gonna talk about mermaids. And no, we're not talking about Ariel. We're talking about the ugly motherfuckers.
Something else.
The ones that fuck fish, seducing you to get in the water.
Yeah, the ones that seduce you to get in the water.
Oh, sirens.
Yeah, there you go.
That's another word for them. Yeah.
Yeah.
In folklore,
the
a
noise they
mermaid.
make.
Yeah, it's supposed to attract you and disorient you.
They're supposed to fuck sailors up.
Yeah.
No wonder they
want that demon.
In folklore, a mermaid is an aquatic creature with the head and upper body of a female human and the tail of a fish. Mermaids appear in the folklore of many cultures worldwide, including Europe, Asia, and Africa. In ancient Assyria, the goddess... All right, fuck this reading.
For our junkers out there, he is not good at reading.
I never finished my hooked on phonics. No, you really want to know what it is? When I go to this
You don't have your glasses?
I have my contacts in, but I'm looking at the far TV because the camera's right here. And if I turn this way, you can barely hear me.
I can hear you.
Read, sir?
You can hear me just fine this way?
Yeah.
I can hear you just fine.
All right,
Okay,
good.
you want him to read, sir?
Good.
Yeah. We can hear that you can't pronunciate these words.
Your mother
is a very nice lady and your aunt, so go fuck yourself.
Go knock on the door, okay?
In
There we go.
ancient Assyria, the goddess Atargatis transformed herself into a mermaid out of shame for accidentally killing her human lover. Mermaids are sometimes associated with perilous events such as floods, storms, shipwrecks, and drownings. In other folk traditions, or sometimes within the same traditions of Jason's beard, they can be benevolent or beneficent, bestowing boons or falling in love with humans. See,
I'm not
that
the
is
only one
where
that
you
needs
figure
to phonics.
out.
Look at the
Oh, I'm
footage. You
trying
see
to
it?
see like
Oh,
what the
shit.
that looks like a fish though. No,
She looked
wait.
up.
no,
Go
How?
back again.
Yeah,
How is
yeah,
that
yeah,
a
run
fish?
that
She
back.
looked
I
up.
didn't see. Oh,
Yeah, anything that looks up like that, yeah, that motherfucker knew what it was doing.
it's like, oh, you caught me. I'm
It's like, fuck, a drone. Go, 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 go.
Actually,
This is
they're on the cliff taking this footage. Look.
Oh, shit. Oh, they found Luca. Look at that shit. Yeah, yeah.
Well,
that shit used its upper arms to move.
It did.
Yeah,
It did.
If that was Luca, she would have changed back into a human on that rock.
Sure.
It's called sarcasm, Jason. Catch up. Hooked on phonics, fucker.
Fuck you.
Can't read between the lines and you can't read the room? What the fuck, bro? Get your shit together. Get a drink. That shit looked crazy though. That shit looked up and crawled away like a baby.
Right. It didn't even flap like a little.
It did that little.
Nothing.
Yeah, a little too CGI for me. I don't know.
Was it?
Just a little bit.
It looked a little bit like CGI because the way it was a quick look. And first of all, you ain't gonna spot nobody catching you with a fucking camera phone from a cliff talking about, oh shit.
They were standing there for man long.
Yeah, they were standing there looking at the post and everything, and then they noticed that bitch.
That shit would have heard them walking that way, like, oh shit, no.
Seriously, they're fucking far up. There's no way.
Yeah, and there's no way your spider sense could be tingling from that fucking far away. Like, it's like, hey, it looks stormy out here. This is
Your MER sense.
Oh shit, let me get away. No.
It's
it
the
did
MER
look a little
sense.
CGI-ish, but that shit still look crazy though.
It's just like the Beyonce video. It's a little too CGI.
That's real CGI, that Beyonce video. They were reaching there. That bitch was pumping this shit.
Yeah, I was like, hey, look, man, we're better than that. We don't need CGI videos of Beyonce on stage. Like, we already know enough.
Yeah, just be patient. She'll do it in real life.
She already done told us she gets possessed by demons.
Right.
Sasha Fierce. Well, although we're not going to touch on that cryptid, we will touch on goblins.
Okay.
Real goblins.
And we're not talking about Dobby.
Who the fuck? All right. This wiki is stupid. Let me go to Myth Wiki. All right. A goblin is a type of fairy originally from European folklore. The word goblin is originally derived from the Greek word kabolis, which translates into English as rogue or evil spirit. The word goblin has traditionally been revised for any ugly fairy that is either mischievous or benevolent. Because of this, the term goblin has been used to describe a wide variety of creatures found in a multitude of traditions throughout Europe. The term goblin can be quite nebulous, and in some cases, it can be unclear if a creature would be better described as a goblin, a fairy, or an elf. Now, let me stop right there. Goblins, fairies, and elf are three different fucking things.
They're all related. They're like cousins.
It's like if that one creature fucked.
Do you see how small the fairies were when we did the fairies? The fairies are like this fucking big.
Yeah.
The goblins are like this fuck. They're like dwarfs.
Like lawn
gnomes. Well, yeah, kind of. But they're still bigger than fairies.
So they can't be related because they're bigger?
Right.
No, that's like a Dalmatian fucking a Chihuahua. Something wrong happened.
But they're still related.
I'll say that happens.
Mm.
It's not supposed to happen, but it happens.
His point. All right, let's take a quick trip into YouTube land. I got another maybe CGI footage real quick. What the fuck?
Real aliens caught on camera.
That is not where I wanted to go. There's
Based on your search, that's what it says.
Yeah, that's for the last cryptid. I just gave that away.
Nice.
All right. Where did I put him? Right there. And it's a good thing that you said Dobby because
yeah,
Dobby.
funny.
He's like a cowboy.
Oh
no?
shit!
Wait, no. That's the same.
Hey, that's a naked ass kid just walking outside.
Hell no! Look at, you got the fucking
Nah,
Dobby
look at his
ears.
ears.
Look at his
Oh,
feet.
That's a mask.
Yeah.
Look how he's
What the
walking like he
fuck?
got a dick in his ass.
He's on shrooms.
Maybe he
Nah,
does.
Maybe
his ass
a
itches.
plastic one.
His ass itches.
He got a wedgie, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Mysterious late night visitor.
That shit'll be mad funny if caught on camera. We don't believe it until he starts saying stupid, 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 and banging his head on the shit.
Some people thought this was a goblin. Some people thought this was an alien. I mean, it's open for interpretation.
Oh, it does look like alien.
It was digging in the trash. Look how drunk it looks.
It was digging in his ass first.
Worse than the video of the monkey smelling his finger and passing out.
That's the most hilarious thing about it. Goblins, they definitely are real.
Goblins get a definitely.
Definitely.
I don't know. That's
I mean, I've seen some goblins at night. The freaks come out at night, man.
Stop looking at the mirror after midnight.
Some goblins live in holes. Some goblins smoke pipes. I mean, they're real.
It's one way.
I mean, you've seen a crackhead that looks like a fucking goblin.
Yeah.
I mean, I have lived in New York, so.
I've seen people who look like goblins, but I don't know.
Right.
I've seen people who look like dinosaurs.
Yes. Like
I don't
Chris
know
Bosh.
if dinosaurs are real.
Chris Bosh looks like a fucking velociraptor.
Right?
That's horrible.
Big ass head, little arms.
Speaking about dinosaurs and velociraptors and Chris Bosh, the next cryptid is
LeBron James.
No, we'll leave his hairline alone for this episode.
Is LeBron a real person? I don't think so.
Probably not. But what about dragons? Were dragons real? And we kind of talked about this last week too with Talon, who is having technical difficulties this week. But he said there are some scientists that speculate that the little arms on a T-Rex weren't arms. They were, in fact, the little extensions for the wings.
I've heard that the dinosaurs descended from chickens.
What?
Or chickens descended from dinosaurs. I heard some dumb. Let me finish my train of thought before you.
What came first, the dinosaur or the egg?
I'm not answering that. Time came first.
Eggs.
The rest followed.
It's cyclical.
So, from what I heard, that chickens descended from dinosaurs because of that little arm shit, to where they could have had a possibility of having like feathers or a way to flap, kind of like fucking penguins. But since they never did, the gene pool and the evolution stages kind of like just took a wrong turn.
Sir Miguel, would you mind reading the Dragon Wiki?
Yes, sir. Let me just pull that up real quick. Why? Is there words in there you can't pronounce?
No, I had to get up for a second. Fuck you.
Your wife is there. Watch your mouth. All right. A dragon is a large serpentine legendary creature that appears in the folklore of many cultures worldwide. Beliefs about dragons vary considerably through regions, but dragons in Western cultures since the High Middle Ages have been often depicted as winged, horned, four-legged, and capable of breathing fire. In some media, such as How to Train Your Dragon, dragons are often portrayed as Scandinavians of the early Middle Ages, particularly Vikings. Dragons in Eastern cultures are usually depicted as wingless, four-legged, serpentine creatures and above average intelligence. The earliest attested reports of draconic creatures resemble gigantic snakes. Draconic creatures are first described in the mythologies of the ancient Near East and appear in ancient Mesopotamian, art, and literature, which is true. I've seen a lot of their pictures, but that's for another time. Stories about storm gods slaying giant serpents occur throughout nearly all Indo-European and Near Eastern mythologies. Famous prototypical draconic creatures include the what the fuck? Okay, I can't pronunciate that word because it is written in a different language. But if you go to the link, it says Muskushu. I what the fuck is a
Mushu for Mulan?
Makes
Right?
I
sense.
was just about to say that. Mushu.
Mushu. They didn't put him in the movie.
Mushusu of ancient Mesopotamia.
They didn't put.
Apit
No, they didn't
and
put him.
Egyptian mythology. Yeah, so now they're starting to use a lot of weird words that would make me want to go see why Jason's Hypnophonics failed him.
He's stupid.
So you know what? Look, just getting straight to it. I think at one point dragons could have been real, but then somewhere down in time, just like of the other folklore tales, it just got watered down, and no one knows what to believe anymore because the sightings have just diminished over time.
I feel like if it looks like Falcor, I believe it more than it looking like a dinosaur type thing.
Falcor's my spirit animal.
For some reason.
Falcor was a large dog.
You know what, Mike? You always calculate. Don't kill my dreams.
I don't know. I just thought of Balto. Like that's a
Dragon or pterodactyl? It's hard to tell because, like, what winged animal has a huge gaping hole in its fucking wing?
And who also has a long tail like that, either too, like that.
True story. I don't think pterodactyls made it this far in our
No,
time.
pterodactyls weren't. They didn't have none of that.
No, their tails definitely weren't that long.
So cool. Sorry.
I don't know, but if you could train a dragon, that shit must be crazy. Imagine literally
Let me
coming into
just
the street
say
like, yo, bro, you got a
this, like,
problem? My man's right here with
Why
birds,
does
son.
China get all the good stuff?
You said why
I
does
want dragons
China?
over here.
They make it.
They made a dragon.
Dragons were in Europe too. I don't know where else people have seen dragons, but it's a common theme. Dragons and serpents, and they're all related.
Dragons and what?
Serpents.
It could have just
Reptilian.
been that the Loch Ness monster evolved and said, fuck the water, I'm going to go to the sky now. Fuck this shit.
True.
Yeah, I would get bored too.
Tired of this ocean. Maybe.
True story. It is harder to see a creature in the sky hiding in the clouds than it is to find one under the deep blue sea. So all you got to do is go to the right region and he'll poke out like, who the fuck's in my region?
Not if he's very deep down under and not coming up.
Put Jason's face down there. He'll scare it away.
You don't want me to go?
What happened? What are you doing over there?
What the fuck?
They're off camera. They're doing
Let's
something.
see.
Right?
No, we're not.
They're off camera, not off mic. Mike. Yeah, so everything else in the Wikipedia just talks more about how dragons popped up in like the popular cultures of books and portraying dragons in like this
Fantasy.
Than fantasy, yeah. So it just became more of a fanatical kind of thing than it is more of like a Sasquatch in our time kind of thing. So
yeah,
I'm 50-50 on dragons. At one point they may have been real, but because there hasn't been too many recent stories, sightings, or any kind of like fossils, I gotta say
that with like fairies, though, the dragons with fairies and things like that.
No, fuck fairies. All right, dragons are still badass, even if they're not real. They're more badass than the fucking Tinkerbell with pixie dust showing up on your Ring Video doorbell camera in the backyard.
I just think you think fairies have to look like that because Tinkerbell.
I could say a lot about Tinkerbell, but I don't want to get into it.
I don't want to know.
But if dragons are real, they are fucking badass. Because besides a flamethrower, they are the only animals that we've ever known in our time on this earth that can actually breathe fire. And I think that would be fucking badass.
Actually, they did just discover a small lizard with wings.
Hmm.
You want to pull that up, sir? Maybe a video?
I haven't pulled that up, but I'll look for it while you read the next one, which would be
Komodo dragon.
Chupacabra / the Jersey Devil.
The goat drinker. Yes, I've actually been wondering about the Chupacabra myself. But you know what? I have an awesome page over
It's
here.
known to locals as the Pinky Maricon.
So, Chupacabra, a Latin American popular legend, a monstrous creature that attacks animals and consumes their blood. The name is derived from the Spanish word chupar, which is to suck, and
yeah,
cabra,
but John knows a lot about that one.
Only because you had walked in on a bad situation and then you took over. So yeah, stop it.
And then took over? What the fuck? How you admitted to it and then try to throw me under the bus?
What a night. What a night.
What a night. Oh, man. Yeah, your face changes a lot of things, Jason. The name is derived from the Spanish words chupa, to suck, not what Jason's talking about, and cabra, goat, which he is also not, can be translated as goat sucker, which he probably is. As a fearsome but probably non-existent creature, the chupacabra has been characterized as the southern equivalent of the Sasquatch. I doubt that because this one's four-legged, while the Sasquatch stands on 2 feet. But anyway, the chupacabra only recently joined the vampire in the bestiary of blood-sucking creatures. Chupacabras were first reported in 1995 in Puerto Rico, where they were blamed for attacks on goats, sheep, and other domestic animals, supposedly leaving uneaten carcasses that were drained of blood. Early reports described a creature that stood upright and resembled a large reptilian kangaroo with huge red eyes. I've heard that, but
that's the first time I've ever heard that.
Reptilian kangaroo?
Reptilian kangaroo.
Yes, so apparently it's supposed to be like it walks around on all fours. When it was time to attack, it's like a bear. It'll stand up and try to attack. Yeah. So, yeah, that has been yet to be found or captured, but it also says no actual specimens were found, and skeptics suggested that witnesses may have been influenced by the Hollywood science fiction horror film Species. Yes, I did see that too, which features a monster of similar appearance. But other sightings were reported throughout the Americas and as far north as the United States. So, what do you guys think? Is this some kind of hybrid dog or some mutated coyote?
I think that Puerto Ricans don't lie and they'll call you crazy for anything. So,
I mean, welcome to our world.
Right.
Wait, what the fuck is this?
It even says here they were generally canine in appearance but hairless. So it's like a mutated fucking Siamese cat that just said wolf. And
what the fuck are those wild dogs called? I fucking forgot.
Hyenas?
Coyotes?
No, not coyotes. I want to say, you see how there's feral hogs? There's wild dogs that they thought were actually the chupacabra at one point.
I've also heard of something like that, but I can't tell. Well, your thoughts, Junkers, our castmates. What do you guys think? The chupacabra is like something I grew up listening stories about and then hearing shit about. So, what do you guys think?
So here's the picture. I guess that would be considered as the reptilian kangaroo.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the picture that I was talking about.
That other picture looks like some old bullshit.
Yeah. Somebody was bad at their makeup artistry.
Actually, this
dog
I'm not
saying it looks bad. I mean, as a suggestion for what the chupacabra is, it looks like some old bullshit.
That looks like a bad dog that you just showed.
It looks like a deformed hyena that just got kicked out of the pack.
Like most
hairless freak.
Fuck out of here. Like it'll be described as an emaciated, like Wolverine or something. Not Wolverine. Tasmanian devil. Like it looks more like that, but like really small and fucked up. It probably, if anything, was once a species of wild dog or something that was out here that was hunted or killed
and nobody named it before they killed that shit off, and now there's just remnants or hybrids or some shit of it left. And be fucked with coyotes, so sometimes it looks like a coyote and other times it doesn't because it still kind of got down. It's probably some old shit like that.
Let's go to the news report from NBC Channel 8. You can't hear it again because we don't own the rights.
Let me tell you, every time we put up a video that somebody else posted, I have to tell Facebook to fuck off.
Okay.
It said this video was caught from a camera on their ranch.
And they don't want to be identified for some reason.
Yes.
Why are they?
What am I looking at here?
This thing right here.
Looks like a plant.
All right, let me pause it real quick. All right, so what they're saying here in this picture, can you see my arrow on the screen?
Yeah.
So this right here is supposed to be a deer running for its life from this thing right here.
Okay, I kind of see like a body, like a shape.
It kind of looks like a gargoyle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's.
That looks like a dead dog.
Why is it so over?
It might be.
They're saying the proof is in the pictures.
Not in the pudding.
Well, being Puerto Rican, do you really think the chupacabra is right? I kind of think it's bullshit. I think it is a mangy dog.
I just think it's a dog. You know how many dogs are in Puerto Rico loose? Like nothing.
I think there's like old schoolers that saw that, like, I guess, oh, chupacabra, like just talking shit, and then the word stuck with everybody.
Look, all I'm saying is that we all know the government does shit on the island of Puerto Rico. So who's to say it's not a fucking mutated dog?
It could be. I wouldn't pass the.
And the reason why it got back to the States is because it snuck onto a ship or something and got back here.
I can see that. So let's take this dog right here, run some tests, do a little thing right here. Oh.
We got a stowaway we didn't know about. It's on the ship.
And then people just make the story whatever they want.
People's imaginations run wild, and it's like the telephone game.
But why do they want to show themselves? They don't want people in Puerto Rico to beat them up?
Because they're fucking liars, that's why.
They don't want to get cooked up. That's
15
why.
minutes of fame could pay the rent for a month.
Yeah, it could. Potentially.
If you use it right.
I mean, you have to put it towards making money. You know what I mean?
Make El Chupacabra shirts. I remember those.
That's what fucking, what is it? Roswell did. Ain't nobody give a fuck about Roswell. Then that shit happens, and now that's all they about. Because if they didn't do that, everybody would have.
So, Talon, real quick, since you wasn't here for the episode, let's get your thoughts on the list that we just ran down. Because we ran down a pretty decent list. First on the list was the Loch Ness Monster. What do you think about the Loch Ness Monster?
I think it's currently bullshit. I think past representations, past accounts of something like that, believable possibly, but not anything within the past couple hundred years. Not since that loch has been cut off from the actual ocean. There's no.
Well, we just seen recent footage that looked like it was swimming in an what was it? Antarctic Ocean or some shit like that? Alaska, some shit like that?
I mean, that might be possible. There's all that water that's inside the earth. So I believe that there's probably sea creatures and things that maybe we thought are extinct or don't know about that don't come to this water.
We don't want
There's
to
all
see
that water
those.
underneath. There's all that shit we don't like. There's shit I don't think we want to know about that does exist, but it doesn't come up here because that's not its ecosystem anymore. Especially now, we fucked up this one. We just blew up a 40,000-pound.
Oh, here he goes. What about the fish?
I'm just saying the sea, the ocean's on fire. We do that regularly.
They did that
I'm
on
just saying,
purpose.
if I was a giant sea monster, I wouldn't want to be around where there's things on land I can't get to fucking up my house. I'm gonna go somewhere else. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So that's bullshit. Next one.
Next one are fairies.
I think this depends on how you agree reality to be. I think that reality is a superposition, so I think that they come in and out. I think that they can exist, but I don't think we ever see them because nobody actually really believes in that shit. So I would say maybe if that's possible. If not, I'm gonna say bullshit.
So bullshit on the fairies.
Yep.
A bullshit maybe.
Yeah. I mean, it becomes a maybe if you go deeper into it and kind of into the matrix shit we were talking about last week, but we're not doing that, so I'm not doing that.
So would you say Loch Ness, could we all agree that Loch Ness may be credible?
Yes.
Now? No.
Period.
I have no reason to believe that.
The Loch Ness monster?
Period, though, Tyler.
No.
Like, period.
But something like
I
it.
have no reason to believe that shit is real. No, I don't believe it.
So fairies, real or fake?
No. Fake.
Werewolves.
You guys are killing my dreams.
I think
Harry Polish.
I have no reason to believe that's real. I believe it could have been real. Maybe there are. If there are, it's kind of negligible. Like they're a fucking dying existence. I don't give a shit. So I'm gonna say bullshit because you're gonna be bullshit.
What about vampires?
Same fucking thing. Fuck them.
They're definitely real.
Bullshit.
You really
Fuck
don't
that
have
whole
blood,
idea of I have to suck blood to live forever and I'm immortal because of that. Eat a dick. No, you're not. Fuck you.
Next on the list was mermaids.
Nope. Not buying that either. I have no reason to believe in it. I'd like to. I have no reason to.
Why would you need a reason to believe in it?
Because it's Tyler.
Why would I need a reason?
We're going through this
you
list
said you
again
have no
just so
reason
we
to
can
believe
say
in it.
typical Tyler.
Right.
Yeah. There's nothing that has me believing that they would be real. The closest thing is this dude who's out on the sea and there'd be what sounds like moaning coming from the ocean. But I don't know.
Those are just dolphins doing dolphin things.
It didn't sound like dolphins according to a response, but you know what? I don't know. I'm not a marine biologist.
Dolphins
I'm not an
make a
expert,
lot
so
of weird
as far
sounds.
as I know, I have no reason to believe that. I just have reason to believe
I
that
feel
there are
like
things
if there's-
I do not know, not to accept it could be crazy like that. But I don't
If
know.
there's any mammals that are close to speaking like we are, it would be chimps, dogs, and dolphins.
Dolphins. What about birds that like literally do
talk?
But they're not mammals. I said mammals.
Oh,
Manimals.
Where have you been, sir?
It's been a fucking evening, sunshine. That's where I've been. Sorry, I apologize.
All right, sir. What about goblins?
Goblins?
Goblins.
What was the example you gave for fucking goblins?
Oh God, we already know your answer.
We see
got
footage
right
that was caught on a security camera that kind of looked like Dobby coming out of somebody's driveway.
Yeah,
You had
I've
to see
seen
that video
shit,
before.
That emaciated looking.
Yeah.
It looks
Yeah.
like a fucking alien.
Yeah, like again, I don't know video editing enough to ever believe that shit. I can only take it with a grain of salt and discern it. And again, I'd like to believe that's real. I haven't seen something myself to where I'm looking for something to corroborate. I'm willing, but until I do, that's not something I believe in. I do believe in other things that people don't, but that's because I've experienced it. I have no reason outside of videos and pictures from other people saying that shit exists. Like, I don't. So no, I don't believe in goblins.
All right, now
Unless
we're
I
coming.
guess you're talking, but that's a different conversation.
We're coming down to the nitty gritty now.
Did we get this? Did
We
say
did Mothman.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Mothman. We did Mothman also.
Yeah, Mothman.
Mothman is a cool cryptid legend, but like, I'm not from that town, so I don't believe it. Interesting movie, cool concept. But at the same time, you're not gonna catch me going out into like the Appalachian woods or anything like that. I'm not gonna do that shit. Like, I don't believe in it, but that doesn't mean you gotta put me in a place where it's like, well, you know, it lives over here. It's like, yeah, I'm not about to fucking find out. What am I gonna do?
What about dragons?
I think it's possible something that we resemble as dragons minus fire breathing could have existed, and they would hide that. I think that's definitely plausible. I believe in that.
In the prehistoric age, yes.
The mythical like representation of how they are and like how they hoard gold and how like they're characterized. I don't know about that, but the actual creature, I think that's entirely possible. And that they would hide some shit like that.
Oh, we got one possible from Talon.
And you set in on this one. It was the chupacabra.
Yeah, I mean, like, the phenomenon is real, but like the cryptid is not real. I don't believe. And if it is real, it's probably some hybrid bullshit. I would not be surprised about that. But it's not. I don't believe in that bat reptile fucking thing. If that's going on, that's not a fucking animal. That's some demonic other shit. I would say that's on a different level.
Okay. Now we're down to the two that we haven't covered yet, and I think that these two are probably the most credible cryptids of all time. Aside of ghosts, because whether people believe it or not, ghosts are cryptids because they still haven't been proven credible. I mean, there's massive amounts of evidence, but can you really say if it's real or not?
Yes.
But that's not one of. I mean, could it be that it's a multi-dimensional distortion instead of a fucking spirit roaming around? Because energy shifts. So I mean,
I think that's more likely along the lines of what it would be than anything else.
I don't think anybody's ready for that.
I don't believe in the traditional.
That's why I didn't put ghosts on this list.
The traditional is not.
I don't know. I see some shit.
I know before you had mentioned skinwalkers. Skinwalkers, I feel like, are almost somewhat separate from werewolves, just because the traditional idea of werewolves comes from like the English area and all that, and how it would change and all that. But skinwalkers have a bit more of a slightly different history to them, and that's one of the few videos that there's constantly stuff being put up of at least some weird ass noises and shit coming up of people on ranches and stuff like that. So that one's a fun one. I'd like to believe there's some shit like that that doesn't exist. Not that doesn't exist, that we don't know about necessarily. But I couldn't explain that in any possible way. But I've definitely heard enough weird shit with skinwalkers where I'm like, I would trust a Native American about the history of the land more than I would white people.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Now let's get to the top two.
It's got to be Big Boy.
Yep, Big Boy is the second, only because the first one is still till this day coming up with evidence, but we'll get there.
You said Big Boy.
Yeah, Bigfoot,
Yeah,
Sasquatch, Yetis, Skunk Ape,
who was number one.
Wendigo. We're talking about.
Yo, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I think the same thing that happened to Talon happened to me. I'm just gonna call it a chupacabra.
Pinche maricón. That's what you're gonna call it.
It's the fucking psychic vampires stealing the energy from your guy's stream, so you can't.
Once we get to 5, StreamYard honestly just starts to throw a fit.
And affecting Wi-Fi.
No, hell no, because the episode with Pete and excuse me, I've
Lori,
had
I think
a very Lori. I wanted to say Lori, but I didn't want to be wrong. I so many episodes, so many names. I apologize. But the episode we had there, we had almost 10 people. So and we had people calling in, and there was no lag in the stream.
Good day.
Real good day. So let's talk about Sasquatch. What do you guys think? I think Bigfoot is real.
I think Bigfoot's real.
That was a weird movie, and I don't think a white family would just bring a Sasquatch home like that. That's irresponsible.
You're talking about Harry and the Hendersons?
The Hendersons?
That's a
Worst
great
documentary
movie.
They do a lot of irresponsible things.
I'll say if any family would do some shit like that, it would be a white family.
It would.
It would.
It would.
No, bullshit.
Nobody else's
Because if
family's
it's a
doing
little,
that shit.
no, I'm not. Let me say this. I'm not white, but if Bigfoot was like that Harry and the Hendersons, I would have brought that nigga home too.
No.
Nah.
Yeah, that stinky ass hairy ape man. You would have just stuffed that in your minivan with your kids, hoping he doesn't get hungry and just mistake your daughter's arm for beef.
Yeah, right.
You're
not nobody.
The only Sasquatch I care about is the Seattle
Touche.
Supersonics mascot.
Also, shout out to Jack Links because those were some funny commercials for a while.
Yeah, they had to stop those.
Yeah, Sasquatch was.
Definitely did. I think Sasquatch is definitely one of the more fun ones because when it comes down to it, there are a lot of animals that were here in times that like major historical events were going on. There was mammoths here, there were lions that were over here, and like dire wolves. There were large animals, and then people kind of killed them off. They died off. We came in and we killed them. I think there was like a giant dodo bird or some shit over here, or like a land sloth used to be over here.
Yeah.
Tons of huge animals used to be here. So to say that, especially when you got all of Canada, all those woods, they're still relatively untouched for some weird reason. Let's
Because
be honest,
people
it's weird
go
it's
missing when
untouched
they
because
don't mind
man
business.
loves to touch shit.
On top of that, I think our generation is the generation that have seen the most fucking animals fall into endangerment.
Yep, or extinction. It's just
Yep.
But I think because of
Animals
that,
die
the
of
numbers would definitely went down,
whatever.
So do
and they
people.
could be up in places where humans, generally speaking, just don't have the ability to survive like that, and those who do, they don't have the number to where if it's a problem, they're gonna get taken down.
Now I was watching.
I don't know if you guys. Go ahead.
But
What?
What were you gonna say?
no, go ahead. That little lag has us tripping over each other, but I'll stop. I don't.
Hey? Is it that hurricane?
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I was gonna say recently I came across a supposed, let's say it's a conspiracy, even though that's a terribly used word, conspiracy, talking about how there's been special forces operations that have gone out to Appalachia, and there have been incursions with Sasquatch individuals and things that have taken people in the Appalachians, shit like that. I don't know if that's true, but it's interesting, a lot of the mysteries about cryptids in Appalachia that goes on, because those are there, banshees are there, I think skinwalkers are supposed to be there, not deer, which is a terrible name, but those exist over there. But as compared to a not deer, I would say there could be a Sasquatch out in the woods.
Now we all
big
know
ass fucking
big ass what?
big ass bear. California used to be the land of big ass motherfucking bears and humans.
Yeah, but I don't think at some point or another the bear is gonna walk on all fours, and Bigfoot has never been seen on all fours.
You said Bigfoot hasn't?
Never.
Yeah, but I mean, like, bears be doing wild I've seen a bear hula hoop, so to say that a bear doesn't do something crazy, I've seen her ride a bicycle.
Yeah, but a bear's arms aren't as long as Sasquatch's.
I can't hula hoop.
In Montana,
You can't
took a lady
hula
out
hoop.
of her
What's wrong
tent
with
and
you?
killed her.
I never learned how to hula
Pulled
hoop.
her out of her tent.
You don't need to learn.
A bear's gonna go and say, "Hey, give me your foot. Let me pull you out of the tent." And eat
Yes,
you?
because it'll claw the foot and drag her out, not actually grab it because it doesn't have opposable thumbs.
Oh,
Wait till when bears get opposable
it
thumbs.
wasn't a bear's foot.
Fucking over.
What about man bear pig?
Man and pig.
That's real. We all know that's real.
So you know how there's mad different types of Bigfoot: skunk ape, yeti, yeren, almost, yowie, all them shits. But they're almost always different colors. I watched something today, like how they have those not documentaries, but like reality shows that show people trying to hunt Bigfoot.
Yeah.
I heard somebody say, I guess there's a rabbit that his fur changes color through the seasons. So it would be like strawberry blonde during the fall, so it'll match the foliage, or white in the summer. I mean, in the winter to match the snow. Somebody suggested that Bigfoot has the same ability to blend into his environment. Now, Bigfoot, also commonly referred to as Sasquatch, in Canada and America folklore, is an ape-like creature that is proposed to inhabit the forests of North America. Supposed evidence of the existence of Bigfoot include a number of anecdotal visual sightings, disputed video and audio recordings, photographs, and casts of large footprints. Some of these are speculated or known to be hoaxes. Bigfoot has become an icon within the fringe subculture of cryptozoology and an enduring element of popular culture. Folklorists trace the figure of Bigfoot to a combination of factors and sources, including folklore surrounding the European wildman figure, folk belief among Native Americans and loggers, wishful thinking, and a cultural increase in environmental concerns. The majority of mainstream scientists have historically discounted the existence of Bigfoot, considering it to be the result of a combination of folklore, misidentification, and hoax, rather than living animal. Other creatures of relatively similar descriptions are alleged to inhabit various regions of North America and throughout the world, such as the skunk ape of the southeastern United States, the almost yeti and yeren in Asia, and the Australian yowie, all of which, like Bigfoot, are ingrained in the culture of their regions.
Man, Australia does not need more shit.
Yeah, Australia got a lot of fucking stupid shit.
God, like everything that was terrifying that God made was like, yo, put all that shit on that big ass island. That's the fuck up spot.
Well, wasn't it said that Australia was originally founded because Europe threw all their prisoners there?
Yeah. Well,
yeah, I mean, there was Aborigines there, but that's why they found.
So it's the proverbial Sodom and Gomorrah.
No, that's America.
Oh. Yeah. We're, if anything, call us the United States of Babylon.
Yeah. They just got wild animals down there that people shouldn't live next to.
Yeah. Like everywhere.
Scorpions.
Fucking
snakes.
Everything will kill you. You think that's a cool plant? Stay the fuck away. You might have the worst pain of your life.
Aren't Komodo dragons in those are like in Indonesia, right?
Yeah, I think they're in Indonesia. Or maybe the Galapagos area.
Yeah, the Galapagos Islands.
So dragons are real. There's your answer.
Well, here I'm gonna pull up the original.
I mean, if anything, that's the closest thing to like having fire-breathing breath too, because the way their breath is toxic and stuff. If you think about it, if something was larger than that, if it just breathed on a person that had toxic breath like that, it's gonna burn them, fuck them up, or whatever. If it's large enough, you're getting actual stuff on there. If it's acidic and it's getting on the face, they're gonna say it's fire-breathing breath because they don't know about acid, but they know about fire.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, that's
the Man in the Suit, man. I love that one. That's one of the oldest fucking.
It's the original
things I was like,
right. Everybody's seen this one.
Now, does he have a human dick or a dog dick?
A donkey dick.
That would be a dick or a wiener.
I would say probably a gorilla.
A big floppy donkey dick.
No.
Red Rocket.
Yeah, like Red Rocket.
It'll be more of a
Red Rocket's Sasquatch. I'll believe it for sure.
It's more of a red hot, like a 2-foot red hot.
It's a lipstick.
Oh God.
I got a chinchilla over it.
What?
Yeah, because it's not circumcised. Bigfoots don't circumcise themselves.
But why does it have chinchilla over it?
Because it got hair all over it. I mean, the red hot got.
Yeah, why are you assuming it's chinchilla, though?
Right?
Like the softest fur on the planet.
Yeah, so his imagination is it's going to be a rugged, hairy ape, but then the softest nut sack and balls on the planet. That's and it can change color. We're getting kind of ridiculous now.
Hey, I'm not the one that came up with that theory, all right? I'm just telling you what I heard.
Yeah, whoever did.
I think I got a video. Let's see. I thought I had a video. I guess I don't have a video. But who cares anyway? Because Bigfoot.
From the Blair Witch Project.
Well, I seen something that tried to corroborate, but it's not. They don't call it Bigfoot over there. It's the skunk ape. Skunk ape over there.
Sierra, thank you for dropping through.
They tried to corroborate them together. The Sasquatch and the Blair Witch.
That's what they were running from?
No, not that. I'm not talking about the movie. I'm talking about the real life phenomenon.
Right? Makes you think.
And no, it's not the one that killed them, but it's said to protect the Blair Witch Woods over there.
Man,
that's us.
Fuck that bitch too.
The Blair Witch. See that?
Tooth
that's
fairy.
a stretch right there. But then again, if you are talking about ghosts and shit, paranormal beings being multi-dimensional energy coming through from other dimensions, and you can corroborate it with Bigfoot, wouldn't you say that Bigfoot may be an anomaly from another universe that can pick up on those rays, those ultraviolet bullshits, and he can see still those energy signals from the other multi-dimensions? That's probably why you can corroborate it with the Blair Witch spirit.
Mm.
I think it's definitely just an ape that has been around longer than we think and maybe interacted with natives at some point that we killed, so we don't know. And they're more intelligent than we think, and they died off, and they're just up in the northern woods, and we be catching random ones. I don't think it's dimensional. That'd be cool as shit. Okay, don't get me wrong, that'd be fucking cool. But I don't think so. I'm not.
Some people think Bigfoot's from Mars. What do you think?
Yeah.
What?
Well,
Bigfoot is part of Space Force.
We're not talking about your Uncle Chewbacca here,
just a Wookiee from the dimension where Star Wars exists.
Your cousin what?
Your cousin Sasquatch? I mean, your cousin Chewbacca?
Mm-hmm.
We're not talking about him today.
I never heard of him.
Chewie. Oh, you got a cousin Chewie, right? Works on cars.
No, that we're Puerto Rican, you racist bastard. That's Mexicans that have cousins.
Excuse you?
You've been in California.
Did I say Jay? I said everybody got an Uncle Chewie, right? I said everybody. So you're the one who's being like, no, only Mexicans have an Uncle Chewie ass.
Well,
who's the racist?
Yeah.
I'm a realist.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's the word.
All right, let's go on to number one. Probably the biggest cryptid in the history of humans.
Is it the Kraken? It better be the Kraken.
No, it's not the Kraken. It's aliens.
Oh, come on, that's easy.
Aliens? That's not a cryptid.
Aliens
are
real.
What?
Aliens.
Aliens?
Not a cryptid. Because if aliens exist, they have their whole entire separate line of, like, I think that's called, like, xeno shit. I think xeno's part of that. Xenobiology and all that would be life. Cryptozoology suggests that it's animal life or animal-like.
Well, what do you call reptilian aliens?
That would be xenobiology. That'd be xenobiology.
That'd be a combination.
Just because because we have mammalian features. They say that we come from apes, but are we apes? Are we animals? We don't categorize ourselves like that. We are, but we don't categorize ourselves like that. So why would we categorize something else that's also a higher form of intelligence? Once you get that higher level,
You don't get categorized as an animal unless you act
So
like
this
it.
is also why I
Kinda
put
going back
aliens
down.
on this list,
They kind of
right
act like
above,
animals.
right above Sasquatch, being that some people actually think Sasquatch is an alien. However,
I've heard that.
if you think about it, if there are reptilians in another universe that take on a humanoid form, is it out of the realm of possibility to say that there are planets with other animals that actually evolved like we did?
Not at all.
Which
I
would
imagine
be
they look like
why
octopus.
Sasquatch is like that. You know, there got to be somewhere where
Could be
dolphins are
possible, but
walking
it's
the
really
earth.
hard to say.
Everything on this list
I
is hard
think
to
that-
say, Miguel.
That would be cool. But that would
I've
explain
definitely
it.
heard the idea that aliens are cryptids. I've even
I've
heard that
also-
octopi are actually aliens because they're so fucking unique
Smart.
for this planet. They're not from here, supposedly.
There's a lot of things in the
But
sea
that's also
we
like,
categorize like that.
I feel like Kraken would be a better one because we have giant and colossal squid.
And
Yeah,
that
we
has
do.
been proven, though.
What? I'm sorry, say that again?
Giant squid have been proven. Things like the
That's what I'm
Kraken
saying.
have
We've
been
proven
seen.
giant and colossal squids. So if we've proven those, then a Kraken is probably within a realm of possibility of existing.
Ask the military what they
Still,
find.
I don't know. But we also don't know where blue whales go. We're still trying to figure that out.
You said they don't know where they go?
Yeah, like blue whales disappear and they don't know where they go. And they theorize that they go inside to that deeper ocean inside the earth.
I would assume.
Idea
So,
that I think
yeah, but they
that
can't
maybe
breathe
because
that
they
long
haven't been able
underwater.
to. They can't. Exactly. They don't know where they go. That's kind of the mystery. They're like, where do they go? They can hold their breath for a long ass time, but they don't know where they go and to breed and stuff. They have no idea. But they're the largest animal that we know of. And if they went to a place that they come from, because even eels, I just learned recently, eels, we don't fucking understand them at all. They don't even have a reproductive system. They actually just decide at some point in their lifetime to reproduce, and then they go to a specific place, all fresh and saltwater eels go to a specific place, apparently in the Bermuda Triangle, where they fuck, and then they die. But that could happen 2 months after they were born. It could happen 50 years after they were born. They currently don't know how to do tank-bred eels.
That's crazy.
Wow.
So
I never knew that.
there's enough weird shit with the ocean that I would imagine that
It's not just the ocean, though, bro. Because you're talking about they don't know where whales go. They don't know where deers go either.
Where deers go?
Deers are very mysterious creatures also. Look that shit up.
Well, how do we know those are not deer? Could be not deer. Going to another dimension.
Maybe.
They say beware of those motherfuckers. They're not skittish. They'll just look at you when you see them.
They do.
That's not a deer.
They do. They do look at you.
Well, let's agree to disagree for the sake of the episode that aliens are cryptids.
Yeah.
These are some ugly motherfuckers.
Oh.
It's only at 8:30.
That looks like somebody.
Majority of them are you can say to be fake, but this one right here in particular was found in Siberia in the snow.
That looks more like.
There are a lot
Have
of.
you heard recently that the CIA redacted their statement about that original autopsy film?
No, I haven't.
I saw that supposedly they were, or not, or it's suspected that like, for some reason somebody was trying to like sell the video or like the rights as an NFT or something like that, and the CIA are trying to get a hold of the video now. And it started to happen around the disclosure, and people were like, well, why the fuck do you even want it? You said it was fake. And now they want it back, and it's just like, okay.
It's because they're
Is that
almost
actually
being forced to say that aliens are real, and nobody really wants to give all of that information. Because didn't Trump like tell them they had a certain amount of time to give out that information? And what did they say? Oh, we still don't know exactly what it is, but
they said light my nuts. Like
UFOs exist, but we don't know what they are.
UFO is vague.
There's no, what's a UFO? We call them UAPs. If you ask the right question, we'll give you the answer you want.
Right? UFO is a very broad acronym.
Unidentified flying object. Like, that's literally anything in the sky that you don't know what that is. That's about use of that. Unidentified aerial phenomenon, that's much more specific.
Right.
And I guess if you get specific, if you know what to ask, they're either going to answer the question or they're going to kill you. I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
Which is why we're going to end the stream soon so none of us die. But
what?
Well, this ain't an Art Bell broadcast. We don't have anything crazy like that happening.
I want to bring up this recording, but I can't fucking find it. Did I send it to you?
Is it that caller? The Art
Bell
caller?
Yes. Did I send that to you?
Just look for the Art Bell UFO caller. It's like the #1 video from him that people even know about nowadays. I have to say, he sounds very convincing. But you know what? I also wouldn't put it above humans to just have technology like that and just fucking do shit. And just be like, they're not gonna know we're humans. They're gonna put on these masks and they're gonna see these lights and it's gonna make them fucked up. Like, it's a thing that the stuff you can do with lights and like flashing and programming, MK Ultra and all that shit. So I mean, and we have patents for things that have been seen and identified as UFOs. There are U.S. patents for those things. So,
well, let me tell you, the thing that you just told me to look up is not the one that I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard this one, and I will listen to this one off air. I think I didn't send it to you on TikTok, Tyler, about the guy calling into the radio station.
I think you did. Hold on, man. That's usually easy to find, but maybe they fucked it up. Yeah, all right.
Hey guys, are you having weird outages on your end as well?
No.
Literally, where I'm at now, all the lights just turned off and back on, and we got like a severe dust storm alert over here.
Who told you to live in fucking...
Didn't even notice it, but
Arizona.
Say what?
You live in Arizona. You're surrounded by fucking dirt and sand.
Dead ass. There's actually a dust storm out here called a haboob, and it literally looks like a giant, like Pandora's box of just dust. Like it would not be wise to be breathing that in.
What the fuck?
It's well, the reason why I was asking, because it's been messing with my signal for a while now. I don't know if you guys can see me. I'm surprised you can even hear me.
I could see you.
You could? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right when you sent it to me.
On my end, you guys are all frozen.
Now, let me just state again, so Facebook and YouTube don't take me down, because I had copyright issues last week when we played some videos. Now, we don't...
Oh, you talking about that fun video I shared?
There's a couple of videos we showed, so I'm not sure which one, but they dropped it. This is the call that I was talking about. And I don't remember when was the first time I heard this, but it was definitely more than 5 years ago. I originally heard this way back when. Not recent. But now it's just with the invention of TikTok. Why can't I? Oh. With the invention of TikTok, it has resurfaced. So I'm gonna play it for you guys here.
Did you get the video I sent you?
I did. Right when you sent it to me, I found it, and it is Art Bell, but I guess he has more than just one call for.
I think it was Art Bell Coast to Coast specifically, or something like that.
Art Bell Coast to Coast Area 51. That's how I found it. But whatever.
All right, so remember Facebook, YouTube,
This is a better one 'cause
Twitch,
you can read it.
Periscope. We do not own the rights to any of this audio that we're about to play. Just don't take us down.
This is for educational purposes.
Yes, educational purposes.
Yes. Hi. I don't have a whole lot of time.
Well, look, let's begin by finding out whether you're using this line properly or not.
Area 51.
Yeah, that's right. Were you an employee or are you now?
A former employee.
Former employee.
I was let go on a medical discharge about a week ago, and
about a week ago.
I've kind of been running across the country. Oh man, I don't know where to start. They're gonna they'll triangulate on this position really soon.
Well, you can't spend a lot of time on the phone, so give us something quick.
Okay. Okay. What we're thinking of as aliens.
First of all, he sounds like he's about to piss his pants.
Yeah.
He sounds scared as shit.
Sounds like he has some things going on. You can definitely conclude that. He could be really hungry. Have you ever been really hungry and just like depressed?
He's been running across. Where's that?
What do you want to eat? Okay. Okay. What do I want? Okay.
The shot clock was running out.
Yeah.
Don't fuck up.
Yeah.
All right, LMA, hold on. Let me play this again.
Aliens are they're extra dimensional beings that an earlier precursor of the space program made contact with. They are not what they claim to be. They have infiltrated a lot of aspects of the military establishment, particularly the Area 51.
Now, this has been said by many people in government and many people in other countries' government, like the Prime Minister of Canada, who stated that a lot of governments are already working with multiple races of aliens, particularly the United States.
I've heard statements that are presidents have
I'm sorry, buddy. This the lag. You said what?
I've recently heard statements from former government employees, supposedly anyway. I didn't bet that, but that our presidents have not been human often for many years.
Yeah.
I have to say, if you look at the before and after images of some Biden photos with those attached to your logo, you're like, hey, I wonder.
Right.
There are some videos.
That shit was weird. As soon as somebody was ready to cry as they were explaining.
Well,
there were some videos of Biden that were posted. Yeah, some of them weren't. They didn't look CGI, bro.
He doesn't look like the same person from 10 years ago.
No.
Who does?
No, like he looks like a different human being. Like there's not like you can kind of see a difference if he got older. He doesn't look like the same person. Like,
you know what people need to start doing? They need to turn their phones on the same way they're ready for police brutality. Just have your shit rolling at any moment you notice something is weird, or like, no, people may not believe me for this. Let me just have the camera rolling.
Oh,
no,
people
might
do.
catch something.
People do, but that's how you end up in Bellevue, bro.
Yeah,
because they
how you commit suicide. You didn't know?
You get suicided.
Yep.
Yeah, bro. That's how you somehow choke yourself to death with your feet on the floor.
That's how you get swacked.
Get shot in the head twice.
Pop. 2 in the chest, 1 in the head.
Double tap. That's also a tip.
Now 2 in the back of the head.
Let's go back to Amy.
I think they're calling it now the Epstein McAfee.
Oh, those guys are alive and well.
I'm sorry, the government knows about them, and there's a lot of safe areas in this world that they could begin moving the population to now aren't.
But they're not doing anything.
They are not. They want the major population centers wiped out so that the few that are left will be more easily controllable.
You can lick my nuts for the record.
Discharge.
If that'll control you, maybe they will.
I started getting.
They triangulated on that motherfucker. That was the first.
The whole radio station went down, though.
The very first one.
The whole radio station went down, though, not just the call.
Yeah, he was doing too much.
Right?
I never heard this music the first time.
That's because
Some way, something knocked us off the air, and we're on a backup system now.
Is it government or?
I don't know.
It has to be something, though.
Well, did you hear? Now, you tell me because you were listening.
That was awful strange.
There was a really weird guy on the air when it went off?
Yeah. Real weirded out.
Like going sort of sounding paranoid, schizophrenic.
Like crying and everything.
Yeah. And how far into the conversation was it when it went off?
Just a couple, about 15, 20 seconds, I'd say.
Oh, you guys missed. You really missed the call then, and I've got a feeling somebody didn't want you to hear it.
Yeah. Because it was really strange. All of a sudden, I'm hearing Mark Furman, and
That's right. Well, the network, of course, went immediately to a backup tape while we tried to figure out what blew up here. So that's what you heard happen. And then we're.
Wow.
So the only reason
aliens are bullshit.
Yeah, because they're us from other dimensions.
No, they're not. They're not us. That's some other shit.
No.
I wouldn't say they're us either.
I mean, there might be some, yeah, but like not the motherfuckers.
Are you Rick and Mortying it, where it's like another you and another timeline? Okay.
Yes, I am.
Look. There can only be one. You know this, right? Jet Li.
Oh yes.
And fucking Lambert.
No, you're absolutely right. But I am a firm believer in energy distortion. So if I die in this dimension, who's to say my energy or my spirit don't revert back to me in another dimension?
Pruning.
I do. That doesn't happen.
Prove me wrong, Tyler.
One can only wonder and speculate.
I'm working on it.
Good. I like to hear those things. One thing I know the junkers don't like to hear. That's been our episode. We like to thank you guys for coming out.
Don't like to hear that you're out of product, but we don't. We always got product in the back for you.
Oh, we got content upon content upon content upon content.
All of that stuff. Mm-hmm.
Yes, everything.
Everything he just said.
Also, I just want to say shout out to Talking Junk. Recently turned 1, almost a toddler. So shit's gonna be crazy if you ever had kids. I know these two have had children. I believe you have a child, and I know Mix has a child over there. Fuck the reverse. Whatever. Mix.
No, Soup doesn't have a child.
Yeah, what the fuck you talking about?
I said I said I didn't know Soup had a kid.
I got a bunch of sewer babies out there.
Well, you know what? Hey, every father deserves something on Father's Day, so you count too.
Appreciate you, man.
What the fuck is his sewer babies gonna give him?
Ninja Turtles?
I don't know.
Yeah, Ninja Turtles. That's one way to put the ooze.
Yeah.
Filthy.
Well,
gross.
Since Talking Junk turned 1, that means the break room turns 1 shortly. And we will try to have a doozy of an episode once I figure out when that anniversary is. I got to go back in the archives to figure that out. Because fun fact, the break room was talking junk at one point. It was it started with the 10th episode. We went live for the first time and it went well. So that's when I linked up with Talon and we started doing them live.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna get it going though. We're gonna get it
It's
going.
been quite a ride.
Now this week coming up is the last week we're gonna be going live until the end of July. We're gonna take a week off from both shows, and we're gonna get our mental state a little better than what it's gonna be. We've been doing it for
fucked up. I'm not gonna lie. I'm still.
Me too.
It's just gonna get hard. So
it'll be okay. We'll live.
I'll
A break
be
is a
here.
break. We know. That's why we love typical talent. Well, thanks, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. We will be back next week Friday and next week Saturday, and then we will take a week off. But be sure to never go without the break room and talking junk. When you click on the link tree, you can go to anywhere you listen to these podcasts or watch these videos. YouTube, Periscope, Twitch, Facebook, not Instagram, TikTok. We are on TikTok. We are about 250 followers away from going live there. So be sure to share everything so we can start going live on TikTok. Also, like I said, we're on iHeartRadio, Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, anywhere you want to watch, anywhere you want to listen. Everything is all free, but we cannot keep going for free. Not with all this content we want to put out. We're close to putting out another podcast on Wednesdays for all these movie reviews that we're going to be doing. And also thinking about getting this Patreon up and running so you guys can have extra content. But the Patreon will not be free.
The cryptids we didn't talk about.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of fucking cryptids.
Like giants.
But are they cryptids? Go ask China about that big skull.
Okay.
China or China? Which China?
Well,
Like
Tony
Ni
Lauer
Hao
is
China.
yes,
Yeah.
Ni Hao China, because China
Ni hao, ma.
WWE has been dead for a while. So God bless her and God bless you. Have a good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to
BreakRoom, yo.